Nowadays it's cool and trendy to dig at F1 for its failings and its increasing boredom, constantly pointing out how broken the series is and how the WEC is so much better than that shitty old open wheel series like that grandpa you don't like and smells a bit funny and likes UKIP. But simply poking F1 with that endurance racing stick is unhelpful, and does little to actually change F1 or address the flaws of world sports car racing. Because let's be real here, a vast majority of F1 viewers who watch endurance racing do not watch the entire race, because it's too long and our attention spans and interests quickly divert to something else, like a new Yuri Dujinshi or whether Manchester City is ruining English football again. So instead of talking about the flaws of F1 and the good points of the WEC, let's address the bad points and make some suggestions on how the WEC can truly usurp Formula 1 as the pinnacle of motorsport. It's me, Gino, also known as Crekkan because that's my channel name, and I'm actually making a video for my channel. Let's get to it. Now firstly, before we delve into anything, the main obstacle to change which would challenge F1 is the FIA, as the FIA prefer Formula 1 to be the main series in motorsport due to a variety of reasons such as history, viewership and a lack of understanding of how competition works. I know, right? A sports institution does not understand the concept of competition? Impossible, you're going crazy, Crekkan, even more than usual. Now, hear me out. You see, if the FIA valued competition and was smart, it would allow the WEC to compete against F1 in the sense of reformatting and expanding the series. Allowing this to occur would force the F1 strategy group, as well as the teams and anyone else managing and influencing that highly decentralized decision-making process in the series, to be forced to make changes which would improve the quality of the series, as the WEC competes to attract even more views, sponsors and manufacturers away from Formula 1. With F1 teams vetoing tyre rules for 2016, the WEC votes to increase the grid capacity of Le Mans to 60 by 2017. Need I say more on that? The threat of losing money alone would stop the teams in F1 vetoing every damn idea and plan put forward when it's actually constructive and meaningful. There would be actual and meaningful change in F1, as the WEC pushes the series into change due to its own improvements. Now, what improvements am I on about? Well, as mentioned before, not many people watch an entire WEC race, because the WEC is an endurance series. The race lengths are not Grand Prix, in fact being triple the length at the very minimum with 6-hour races. One way to combat this will not be to scrap endurance races, but to include Grand Prix length sprint races into the calendar. While expanding the calendar of the season into double figures as opposed to 8 this season, it would maintain the iconic endurance races, making them into double points if necessary to signify their significance, and keep the interests of Audi, Toyota and so on. 2.5-hour races within the WEC would attract more viewership overall, as more people take the time to watch the races, possibly flipping through the channel or legal stream to watch something they would find more interesting as opposed to F1, where almost every team in the WEC is a factory team or a very competitive satellite team, and each class has close competitiveness overall. Driver swaps could still remain in these shorter sprint races, or a key driver could be promoted, helping viewers to better connect to the drivers of the teams with one central figure. Though it could be said that the increased amount of races, thus attention, can allow the viewers to connect to the drivers anyway, this part is kinda open-ended and down to opinion on which of the two options are the best. Now, the WEC isn't the only endurance series in the world. The Tudor United Sports Car Championship, residing in the United States, already uses this format in a sense of scheduling and race times. Having several endurance races and several sprint races included, it shows that the format could work and the interest in the series could be maintained, with Ford announcing a new GT entry for 2016 very recently, in fact as I write the script. But having a separate series sanctioned by a separate sports institution creates some issues. If the WEC is to expand, it must also focus on America, so it might be best for the WEC to attempt a merger with Tudor, either as a single racing series or counting points into a world overall championship, like a handshake deal or something like that. That, or maybe the FIA and IMCA, can just agree to not conflict with timings and race circuit contracts, because the free market needs some control. The WEC, regardless of its route, must maintain what is attracting people to their series from F1, quality and or intriguing racing, and true technological innovation, and less restrictions, as well as attracting more F1 drivers, not retired ones that could still do quite a number of years, into that series. That would signify a shift as to which series is the top dog. Now, I'm just an 18-year-old kid with a small channel whose main hobby consists of being depressive on Twitter and talking about gay anime girls and racing from time to time, as well as being a general nuisance to Dre. But even I recognise the flaws of the WEC and avoiding the hype train when it comes to it, at least mostly. Even my ideas have flaws, but they still have some merit and should probably have some consideration. Endurance racing for me is more fun to participate in, like on iRacing, because of the experience and teamwork involved in it. Now, of course, that can be transmitted via radio through pit stops in the real world, but as you might tell, some recent comments by some recent F1 commentators, getting too technical can be a bit of a buzzkill. People want to get involved, but they don't want to hear every technical aspect possible, as it distracts from racing and kind of devalues it, making it seem less worthy, less interesting as it was in the past, you could say. But regardless, I believe that the WEC can overcome its obstacles and push through these reforms and ideas. The series could very well become the new pinnacle of motorsport, because at this time, neither F1 or the WEC hold that mantle. It's just whether the WEC accomplishes this first, or F1 improves. That's up in the air, and anything can happen in motorsport. But anyway, thanks for watching, and think about liking and subscribing, it does help out. I might be uploading more content here in the near future. If you want, just make some suggestions, I have some ideas, but I'm always listening, because hey, my name's Crekkan, and I don't do many videos, and when I do, they're for separate channels.